This is Nick, a roofing contractor out of New York. Earlier this year, I helped him go from one roof per week to putting on more than 8 roofs per week by scaling his ad spend by 3 times. But on this call, we took it to the next level. What you're about to hear is our follow-up strategy session where we decided to push even further from $150 a day on ad spend to $250 a day. You'll hear Nick's confidence in the system, how we made the scaling decision in real time, and why having a proven conversion engine changes everything when it comes to aggressive growth. I'm Spencer Wright, and this is exactly how strategic partnerships can work. It's not about one-time transformations, it's about building systems that allow for continuous, confident scaling. This call shows you what's possible when a contractor has the right growth partner. Here's the complete conversation where we decided to go even bigger.
Just brought in a new salesman 2 weeks ago who he's worth upwards of like 1.7, 2 million bucks. He just needs to be fed, right? That's my biggest thing. Whatever I can do to better our campaign, whether it's like doing videos or different types of pictures or whatever I can do to aid the campaign just to keep him fed, so like we're getting the most leads for the budget, whether that means I have to increase the budget, whatever it is, I'm down for whatever because it keeps him fed. I mean, he started in his first week, he sold 4 jobs closed in-house, and like 2 others followed up a week later and they were ready to go. So he's a killer. Super valuable.
Sick.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's all about.
So you have a conversion engine with him. So you just need to get him as many at bats as possible. And you're willing to pay probably a pretty penny for, obviously like as cheap as possible, but as many as possible at whatever price, pretty much still too.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely.
Well, sick. I think so before I like just jump into thoughts, what would you like to get out of the call today?
Just, I know you had responded with how we can like kind of weed out some of these people in like Buffalo and stuff. I like your idea with the question. I think if like we can add something in there that like says like, if you're west of Syracuse or let's say west of
excuse me.
Let's see here. West of Syracuse on like the northern side of it, but also like west of I would say like west of Binghamton as well is kind of just like west of Syracuse and west of Binghamton is just kind of like too far for us because then we're getting into like almost 4 hours and it's like some are good, some are not, but it just doesn't make sense for like our main focus. But yeah, I guess just how we can optimize our campaign the best, get the most amount of leads, and figure out whatever we have to do to get to like maybe 4 or 5 leads a day.
Okay, got it. You said Binghamton?
Yep. It's Binghamton.
Okay, that's what I have. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So before we move to the next thought, when you say is your property west of Syracuse or west of Binghamton, what I want to see happen, so what we're trying to effectively see happen is we want to repel people that are immediately able to see, yep, that's not me. And we also want to not create friction for the people that are like, that is me. Because they're like, I don't know. And then like they're off. So we need the question to be so easy that it's like for example, and I think you get it. I'm gonna beat the point. So that way we're totally clear because you're gonna know the answer to this question better than me. But I can just give you the principle that we're going for, and then you give me like the specific word or wording. It's like, if I live in Houston, like proper, like if it says your property in Houston, like, yeah. If I live in the outskirts of Houston, it says like, is your property in the Houston metro? I'm probably gonna be like, yeah. If you say like, are you in like South Houston? Maybe you're gonna know that. You should know that if you're the homeowner. But like at some point, you get too specific, and it's not immediately easy and clear. And so it needs to be like, whatever wording we use to describe it, whether it's like navigational directions, like so like east, north, south, west, or like the city, or like a group of cities, or like a like we just need to make it to where the homeowner's like, yep, that's me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, because I guess like asking that question, and I'd rather have the ones and twos who pop in and just let them know like, hey, sorry, you're outside the service area, we can't do it. Then like have a question in there that loses one or two that are in the service area who just, like you said, like they're just kind of confused and they're like, well, I'm like outside of it, but like, am I really, am I not? And then they got to think. And
yes,
when they start having to think, their brains like overheat and they're just like, oh, I'm done with this.
Exactly. And that's why that's why I'm wary of.
Yeah.
I don't want to constrict lead flow altogether because we're trying to weed out a few people.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think it was like whenever Meta was acting up, because like I was like, there's something's off, like something's not making sense, because we had like no leads on the schedule, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. We've been booked out 3 leads a day for like a week for the past month and a half, and a bunch of them came in that were just like super far away. So I didn't know if like something was off or what it was, but yeah, everything I was going off of was based off of like that short time period. But like as soon as the weekend passed, the whole schedule filled up again, just like that.
Okay.
Like one day.
Yeah, that's where I'm slow to make changes when something's been working, because it's cascading effects. So we want to make sure that it's justified and weigh the pros and cons, because obviously there's always going to be cons. But there are sometimes pros that are going to outweigh it for sure. Like if you were getting majority outside of your service area, then at some point it's like, well, that's broken.
Yeah.
So sounds like I don't need to change anything. Probably, if I was going to change something, well, let me ask you: the west of Syracuse, west of Binghamton, do you want to is that too much friction, you think?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to put that in there. I think
all
it's
right,
just
then we're gonna skip past it. Is what we could do is, if this does persist and you're like, hey man, like I know we said this, but like that option wasn't the best, we couldn't figure out the right wording. What we could do is try out later on in the survey, once they've gotten some like momentum and they're like kind of pocket committed to where it's like, I got to finish what I started. You know what I mean? We could have a question where I specifically ask for their zip code.
Mm-hmm.
And you could give me all the zip codes that are in your area that you want to service. And then if it doesn't align, I could create a filter, like a if then condition, where it's like, if they don't enter in the one of the maybe 100 zip codes that you give me, then it's going to say, hey, sorry, it looks like you're too far outside of our service area. If you think that you entered it wrong or something, then like feel free to email us here.
No, that makes sense. That's actually a phenomenal idea. Yeah. No, I like that. That's cool.
So we could do that, and I think that would be less likely to frick things up, and it might filter out some of the people. But anytime you make a change like that, there's going to be knock-on effects. It's just a matter of how significant, and is it better? Like it might even like help conversion. I don't know. I'll have to test it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't imagine that question would be hard to ask and create too much friction. So
yeah,
like a zip code is like, oh yeah, mine's 72149. It's like it's just like, okay, whatever. So if you gave me a full list like that, I could create like a conditional logic for you so that it would function the way I described. If you want to
Makes sense. Yeah, no, absolutely. I can get that list done in no time. I'll just punch all the counties into ChatGPT and it'll give me probably all the zip codes.
Yeah, and just make sure that you get all of them that you want, because otherwise, as soon as if you miss one, that means we're going to be filtering out people that you want, that you could have otherwise had, but you told us not to include them. You know what I mean? So be thorough on that. And then as far as it goes from here, my recommendation for content, man, is you're a handsome dude. I would take selfies, not like weird selfies of yourself by yourself, but like
Yeah.
On a
Like
roof with your
with the
crew behind
homeowners and
you, or the
stuff.
home, especially that, yeah, like where like you have happy homeowners, pictures of smiling people on social media capture attention. And when you're thinking about yourself and your own human psychology, we all share the same psychology. So I'm exploiting my understanding of human psychology. That's like what's underpinning my decisions around what I do with marketing for you. And one of the things I would say is, if you want to up the game and you want to like really blow it up, and you're gonna work with me on that, man, just take photo. Like, so whenever you're on social media, you're there to be entertained. You're there to either like talk politics. You're there to see your friends. You're there to see sexy people. Like you're there to see memes. You're not there to see ads.
Yep.
And the problem with a lot of people and their content and like their ads is that their ads look like ads. And you and I both know, if you're on social media and your subconsciously is just scrolling past every ad you ever see, because if it appears like an ad, your conditioning is to be like, get past that.
Yep.
But ads that don't look like ads, stop the scroll, especially when they're smiling, happy people. Because as a human, I can't help but be curious about who is that that's happy.
Yep. No, absolutely. That makes perfect sense.
At the point that we get them to stop the scroll, which is the purpose of the photo or the video, and there's other purposes, like with the video, like you might kind of like educate them to increase your authority perception, right? But just from this, just like kind of keep it to the basics. Whenever you get them to stop, now it's the job of the copy and the messaging to get them to slip down the slide and like pull them in. And that's what your really good copy does, because you can have like a scroll stopping photo, but if your copy sucks, then it's like you're not converting anybody. You can send them all you can get them all from the copy to a landing page, but if your survey like has too much friction, then you don't get anybody. So we have to be thorough about thinking through the psychology of each step and what we're trying to accomplish. But I would suggest getting me as many content photo, like just like what you got. Here's the thing. The more that it looks like a user generated content, meaning that you are a user of the platform. So like what you would post on your personal feed sort of thing. Don't think, oh, like what does this ad need to look like? It's like, no, like what I'm looking for people, like think about your own like feed and see what stops your attention.
Yep.
And when it's people, make, oh, that's the style of photo I want to take right now.
No, that makes perfect sense. I got a few ideas in mind.
Yeah, and then we test it out with messaging that's already converting, and we'll probably get a better cost per lead. And then the cost per acquisition will go down by virtue of that, which will allow you to spend more with more confidence, because you're making more per dollar you spend. So I would suggest that as like the easy next step, like low-hanging fruit. Like video stuff is a good idea if you're willing to put the work in, because then you have a 24/7 sales rep online. If you have well scripted content where it's like, hey, you're actually catching their attention with the first few sentences or first few words, and then you're holding their attention because the script is like entertaining or educational to the extent that like someone wants to like tune in longer after you got them to stop their scroll, then you're going to get more people to know, like, and trust you before they ever become a lead, by virtue of the fact that you just taught them something. Now they've seen you, they've heard you. Think about every time you're on, I don't know if you spend any time on YouTube, but like, or even just on your social media, you might have people you follow that are influencers. And if you see them enough times, at some point you're like, man, did you see like Nick's new post? And it's like, like Nick who, like, oh, like the guy on YouTube who makes all these videos. Oh yeah, I saw his new video, and you're talking about him like you know him. You know what I mean? It's like, and the reason we do that is because the more exposure to someone that you get, the more they like you.
That makes sense.
The more they feel like they know you. Familiarity goes up, and we buy from people we feel comfortable with. Yep. And we have a familiarity bias. It's a hard word for me for some reason right now. The familiarity bias actually really helps us get more leads and sales, because the more you spend time with someone, the more they feel like they know you, the more familiar you are, the more comfortable, the less sales friction and like resistance, right?
Makes sense.
But we reduce that resistance by upping the exposure to you before you ever see them in person.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Then they're like, they see it on the ad, then they see you out there, and they're like, oh, you're the same guy I saw there. Boom.
Yeah.
Just build that level of trust. No, that makes sense.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So I would say phase 1 is just give me static images like I just described. Phase 2, we could talk about like, hey, let's look at getting you like your first video online, right?
Yep.
Like let's not try to give you 10 to like overwhelm you. Let's get you into that, like just the practice of like just do one video. Like it can be 30 seconds long, it can be a minute long, and I'll give you even like the talking points, and you don't have to be super polished, but I can help you go from 0 to 1 on videos, and then once you get that, we can start kind of talking about cadence of, hey, let's try to get 2 of these a week. Yep. And I would dedicate 20 minutes of your day once a week to doing these quick videos that I'll feed you, and then we'll put those into your marketing and we'll see how they perform, and then we'll iterate, and eventually the goal is to have an army of other ads that are working both static and video that we can retarget people based off of people that have become leads, being able to say, oh, once they become a lead, I want to actually retarget them with these videos of me, so that over the next 7 to 14 days, they're just getting barraged by Nick here and there and everywhere. And now they just feel like you're omnipresent because we're retargeting people that are hot right now, because now they already converted as a lead. They've gone through the qualification process of the survey, and they've submitted their information after going through so many steps. So they've shown higher intent. Now we want to like brainwash them into knowing, liking, and trusting you, giving them more familiarity to you beforehand, to where it's like by the time you show up, man, they feel like you're the guy they want to go with. If you're a good sales rep, right? Like, at the end of the day, like you still got to sell, but it makes your job easier. A
whole lot easier. There's a level of trust there that wasn't there before, and a whole lot easier to build from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it makes perfect sense to me.
So I think phase one is give me images. Phase 2 is are you there, by the way? You're like really pixelated.
Like, oh, is it? Yeah, I'm on the highway rest stop, so I got like, my service might be a little bit in and out.
Yeah, you're good. I just want to make sure you can still hear me. I can see you fine. Yeah. But what I was saying, phase 1 is actually there's 3 phases or 3 decisions to make. 1, do you want to try to do the zip codes as a step in the funnel right now?
No, I would hold off on that, and like if it becomes an issue in a couple of weeks, we can retouch that, and then we can explore adding those zip codes in. But for now, I'd say wait till it's actually a much bigger problem.
Got it. That's what I would suggest as well. We know it's in the back pocket option. What we can do if we run into that as being an issue ongoing, and I think it's a valid and a good thing to test if it gets to that point. And then from there, the question is, will you get me content like ASAP, like as described?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then whenever it comes time to it, we can go ahead and talk about getting you up and running with your first video. And then we can, from there, after we get the first video, we can talk about kind of a video cadence, to where it starts to become more of a thing that kind of like a task you do for your business, where you're working on your business instead of just in your business, where it's like, this is an important high leverage thing, because you create videos that position you as an authority that you're putting out online that are educating homeowners in your area. No one else is doing it. Like no one else is doing that. And so we can just dominate by virtue of, 1, doing the thing that no one else is doing and doing it well and doing it consistently, but also leveraging the retargeting strategy that I was describing a little bit ago, where we literally retarget people that have shown the higher levels of intent with that content, to where now we're just warming them up and they're just kind of in an incubator before you show up for the appointment, which ends up really making you feel like a bigger company than maybe you are.
Yep.
So that's a cool thing. And then I guess the last thing we can touch on real quick is just talking about your lead flow. You want more leads. You want to like blow it up and give your sales rep a lot more opportunities. I'll share my screen with you real quickly, just to let you just see what I'm seeing. You're on your phone, right? So it's gonna be kind of small.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, so right now, of the last, let's call it 30 days, right here, targeting.
Yep.
We have generated, I mean, that's just shy of 100 leads.
Yep.
So, and back to, so 92, average cost per lead, a little less than $50. If we go over the life of this campaign specifically, we're a little less than 20 grand. So we've just consistently been doing what, like 150 to 250 bucks a day for a while now.
Yeah, yep.
Your average cost per lead stayed the same. So we're consistent. We're getting the results that we want to see consistently. So I'm comfortable scaling up the spend because we're consistently getting more leads. Like, so for example, like if our cost per lead is staying consistent at $50, then we can spend $50 a day and get one lead, or we could spend $50, or we could spend $150 a day and get 3 leads, right?
Yep.
Or if we want 10, we could just spend what we require to get 10, which would be $500 a day. And as long as, and I wouldn't jump to $500 a day like right now, even if you wanted it. I would say let's scale it up incrementally so that we don't break anything. And then add in more content as we go, so that way the legs of our chair stay strong. That way we're not relying on those like a few things to keep generating, but as we increase spend, we reduce the likelihood of anything going out and like fatiguing, and keeping results like stable by having more winners in the queue. And so that's where you giving more content will help with that. But anyhow, what I wanted to kind of talk on real quick is you said you want at least 4 or 5 leads a day. Is that right?
Yep.
Your current daily spend is 150 a day. So you're getting 3 leads a day. You were saying that a little bit ago, right?
Yep.
You're getting 3 leads a day right now. So that's on, like that makes sense. You're spending 150 a day.
Right on track.
Right?
Yep.
And you're getting about $50 leads. So I'd suggest if you want 4, let's bump it at 200. If you want 5, let's bump it at 250.
Yeah, no, I mean 250 works for me. I would say that makes sense.
And the health of this campaign is so good that I can just make the changes right here, right now, and I feel good with that. We'll go through a little bit of like the campaign will go through a little bit of like a restart, but all the social proofing of the current ads will continue on, and things should like level out and continue good over the in the next couple of days. It might take a few days for it to pick up back full steam to get to 5 a day, but that will be good. And get me that content, and then we'll just throw a lot into the mix that I think will work to keep converting at a high level, and it will be solid. So that's that, man. I think that's kind of
awesome.
All the points I would talk on with you.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, man. I love it. Getting to 250 a day, that'll get it leads where we need them to be, and I'll get that content. I'll start taking those pictures and sending them over, and I think nothing but good stuff.
Sick. Quick question for you. I'm curious about your conversion rates right now. You're getting about 3 leads a day, and you consistently get about 3 leads a day since you've been at 150. How many of those are you converting to appointments?
So I actually just got Job Nimbus, and I'm still in like the setup phase, so I can better track like exactly how many leads we're converting, how many we're missing out on. Because before it's just kind of been like, go run the lead and follow up with them. If it doesn't end up going through, it doesn't end up going through, and I wasn't really ever tracking anything. I mean, I know we're installing about 5 to 8 roofs a week, so we're definitely not doing bad on closing them. But once Job Nimbus comes in, I'll be able to actually track each one of these leads, see what everybody's converting at, because it's me, the new salesman, and another salesman I have that are out doing stuff. The other salesman, he kind of just does everything from project managing to selling to all that stuff. But I'm hoping in the next like 2 weeks that'll be completely set up and I can start like actually tracking all the different stats for the leads, which will be extremely nice to know what's going on.
Sick. Yep. You said 5 to 8 roofs a week?
Yeah, yep.
And that's with the current lead flow. So, I mean, what are you getting? That means if you're getting 3 leads a day on average, you're getting about 20 leads a week, just about. If you're putting 5 to 8 on a week, that means you're closing at least 25 to 35% of the of the opportunities of just leads. And obviously there's going to be a conversion rate between lead to appointment. So it might even be a higher percentage. It's going to be a higher percentage than that because not all your leads end up booking, right? So you're probably closing at like a 50%, I bet.
Give or take about that, yeah. I mean, we go in and do you do anything with like Liam down in New Jersey? Yeah. No, we do the exact same system he does. It's literally because we both started at Erie at the same time. I started before him. I was in Albany, then I went down to Jersey where he was, and we ended up running leads together for like months and months. And yeah, it's pretty much just like a carbon copy of like the sales system from down there to up here. He's got it a little bit more polished and refined. He's an absolute legend, but yeah, pretty much the same system up here as it is down there. He's just doing like 15 roofs a week or something now. Yeah, it's insane, killing it.
Yeah, I know. We're spending $400 a day on his campaign right now. He's getting 5 appointments a day out of that spend, and he's re-roofing 3 a day.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah, it is. In fact, at the beginning of the year, I was able to getting Liam on the phone and basically extracting from him his exact step-by-step playbook. And so for some of the guys that aren't in his area, Liam gave me permission to be able to share that his playbook on what he gives his sales rep to be converting all of these leads that we're sending his way at 50% or greater. So
yeah, no, I have all my sales guys watch it. I'm like, every day you guys should be on it. Every single day you guys should be on it. When I bring them into the office, it's one of the first things I play because I'm like, listen, just listen, take notes, and then we just role play it out. And I'm like, we gotta get on this. Like, we have to be dialed in on this. If you guys aren't dialed in on this, you're gonna close at 20%. Why close at 20% when you can add these 3 steps in and close at 50, 60, 70% of your freaking leads, man? Like, yeah, no, it's the proof is in the pudding. It works. And all my guys here, they also know Liam down there. Like, Isaac worked with him in Jersey too, so works out pretty good. But I got a good team going up here. Isaac just started, so he's still kind of getting broken in and everything, learning the ropes. He was with a terrible company before. He would sell all these jobs and he would never get paid for them because the owner, Nina, she literally was talking to me once and she goes, yeah, just wait till you get a salesman and you have to pay him $100,000. That's $100,000 not in your pocket. I'm like, dude, if you pay him $100,000, 10%, he made you $1 million. Like,
yeah,
what are you crying about having to pay him? Like, he made you $1 million. Like, were you going to go and sell that? No. So yeah, man, got to treat the salesmen like trophies in the sky, like they are, because that's what they are, you know? So
yeah, it's leverage, man. It's leverage.
Absolutely.
You can sell, maybe you could sell 20 a week, but with 4 good reps, you could sell 100.
Exactly. And like my problem up here is like, so I've taken a bunch of things because I'll go down and I'll hang out with them and I'm like, you know, I'm doing X, Y, Z. And he goes, you got to stop doing this, this, and this. And you got to just sub all this out. And I literally just went and picked up a trailer, the thing I've been putting off forever. But now we're doing so many roofs and I service like this huge area. And to find people to be able to deliver the dump trailers on time and like when I need them is starting to get impossible. So now I got jobs that are getting delayed because we don't have a trailer there or something. So I'm stuck back delivering trailers, all this nonsense, which I don't mind. I enjoy it. But if that's going to be the case, then I got to have Isaac and Amir out there on every lead, you know?
Yeah.
So all just comes with it. It's all learning as we go.
Growing pains, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. So,
what did you do last year for revenue?
Like 550,000, 600,000.
So you're on track to tripling this year.
Yeah, yep. I would like to do even more. Like realistically in the next month, like Isaac just sold like 4 jobs that have like 15, 18,000 bucks in profit in them. So I want to dump all that into some on the install side to kind of dial install in a little bit more, get 2 of the crews full time with us, so I don't have to worry about them not being available. But the rest back into bringing new leads in, and just more and more sales training for all the guys, so they can crush what we have and then crush when we have even more, you know?
Yeah. I don't know what you were doing before working with me, but last year, when did we start working with you?
I don't remember exactly, but dude, I was at $50 a day for the longest time. Like it was last March or April. it might even have been May. Between March to May is when I started with you guys, and I was at $50 a day all the way through that whole year, and up until the end of this winter, I was just at $50 a day because I don't know. Last summer I went out on a bunch of vacations, so I screwed everything up.
Jog my memory. Did we decide to go up after I reached out to you and was like, hey man, your cost per lead is so stable, we should do you want more leads? And you're like, is that how it went? And you're like, heck yeah.
Yep.
Like, all right, yeah.
That's exactly how it went. That's exactly. I like needed that push or something. I don't know why I was being so stubborn at $50 a day. Because dude, we were doing like maybe one roof a week. And like at that point, I remember talking to him, he's like, yeah, you're doing one roof a week. Like you can do that all you want, but then you're just like living job to job to job to job. You're never like making enough money to keep like growing.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, all right, got to take the leap of faith, up the budget, and it's been phenomenal since then. Like I have nothing but phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, here we are. Tripled your spend, added some new ads into the mix, kept things, kept tweaking on things since then, and your cost per lead has stayed stable. So I'm excited to see what happens over the next week, even after we just literally like 60% increase on your budget. So
yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Yeah, I'm hoping to get it to 400 by the end of summer or something like that. So hopefully before the summer ends.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, the big thing from here for you is going to be know your numbers. So you're at 250 a day. Over the course of the month, you're going to be looking at, what is that going to be, like a little bit shy of $6,000? No.
Yep.
No. It's going to be more than $6,000. It's going to be like 7.5, something like that.
Yeah. That's right on the money.
So 7.5 for your ad spend, and then we'll need to know what your cost per lead, that it stays stable, and make sure that we're getting the similar like metrics on conversions from lead. Like cost per lead, then we'll be looking at basically cost per appointment, because there's a conversion rate between there's like a conversion metric between leads to appointments, right? Like how many of those are you converting, and then from like appointments to maybe like good show appointments, because obviously I don't know what your qualification process is before an appointment to be able to pre-vet things that might be time wasters like altogether, because you're like, there's no way that's going to end up converting into anything, because you see that it's like a doghouse you're trying to go to. You know what I mean? Or like it might just be in the complete boonies, and you're like, I do not think they're going to be able to finance this if they needed to. But regardless, like good fit appointments, we'll get a conversion rate from leads to good fit appointments that you go on, and then knowing what your conversion rate on appointments run is, and then from there, we'll have an overall like return on investment, like ability. We'll be able to look at the ROAS, return on your ad spend, and all of that, and be able to like kind of do some projections out and saying, okay, like right now, your bottleneck might just be your appointment setting process, or maybe all your numbers look fantastic and it's like just spend more. But the only way that we can be confident to do one or the other is by knowing your numbers. And so that's going to be the big thing for you as the year goes on, because as you're learning right now, it's like scaling requires you hiring really good people, and not just hiring good people, but like also being able to train them to proven processes that you yourself have proved out. And then by doing that, you embed leverage into your business, which will allow for you to expand. But no one is going to know, like no one's going to be able to like look at the numbers and like make the decisions but you, really. And so that's going to be your big job as CEO right now, is making sure that go forward, you have a really good tracking system, like you were just talking about, on the back end for your sales process, and being able to like look at all of those. And that will be a good thing for us to come into conversations, like if we have any more over the coming weeks or months, is being able to like sit down and say, hey, like this is going to be our scale call, right? And then be able to make some decisions about, hey, like, do you want, like, are you on pace for where you want to be? Can we spend more? And then kind of talk through that, because you'll have insights that I won't be able to have because I'm not boots on the ground. And when you have those insights, you bring those to me, and I'll be able to create new insights on what we can do marketing wise to get you more if you're ready for more.
Yeah, no, make it a full picture instead of just half the picture. That makes a whole lot of sense. No, I like that. Yeah, Job Nimbus will be able to help a lot with that. So I can track all these numbers, and then you'll see the full picture instead of just, a picture view.
Yeah. Well, cool deal, man.
Absolutely.
Cool deal. Good talking to you. Good meeting you.
Absolutely, man. You've been killing it ever since you freaking joined the group chat. So I'm like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
So can't beat it, man.
Cool deal.
All right.
Well, hey, don't forget. So quick, just jot it down mentally. Photos.
Yep.
Talk about. Get those to me ASAP. Once you do that, check back in with me in the next week or so about lead flow. Let me know that everything looks good as you want to see it. Keep me posted about the zip code thing if we need to make that adjustment to be able to filter out people. And then once we get all that done, then we can go to the video stuff we talked about, and then we'll just kind of be in communication from there.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Perfect. All right, have a good one.
You too, man. Have a good weekend.
Bye now.
Cheers. All right, so if you just watched that call and thought, I want that level of strategic partnership for my business, here's exactly how you can get it. I have a link in the description. You can book a call with me or someone on my team to discuss what it is that our trust manufacturing system would look like to install into your business so that you can stop competing on price, command premium rates, and become the recognized expert homeowners call first when they're ready to start a new project. This is not some lead generation service that you've tried before. This is not lead buying. This is about trust manufacturing. We do not sell contact information and hope you close them. We manufacture trust before the sales conversation ever happens. So when strangers call you, they're asking, when can you start? Instead of what is your price? And just like Nick, you can get exclusive appointment opportunities that are already pre-sold on your expertise. No more burning diesel chasing jobs you can't win. No more explaining why you're worth more than the cheapest guy. This system can get installed in your business in the next 7 days or less, and exclusive appointments can start rolling in within 24 to 48 hours of it being turned on. We guarantee it works, but here is the thing. We can only work with one contractor per trade per market. So if there's already a roofer, a siding contractor, an interior remodeling guy, you name it, deck builder, yada, yada, in your area working with us, then that spot is taken. So what you can do is click the link below, see if your service area, your market is available. If it is, you will be redirected to be able to book a call with us and talk about how you can stop competing and start dominating your market. And the contractors who figure this out first will own the next decade. Mark my words. So don't let your competitors get there before you do. I hope to see you on a call here soon. And thanks anyways for watching, and we'll stay tuned. Cheers. Oh yeah, if you like this video and you want more insights like this, then hit subscribe. I'll be dropping a lot of bombs like this from here on out. All right, that's all. Cheers.